So next we will sew the bodice center front to the skirt yoke. So I'll start by putting them face to face. Right, so this is the wrong side of my bodice, and the right side is facing the right side of the skirt. And then I'll match up my 1/2 inch seam allowance notches at the side seam and my 1/2 inch seam allowance notch at the other side seam. And then I'll match up my center front notches. And then I'll match up my princess seam notches. And then I'll put some pins in between, just to make sure everybody's lining up like they should be. And the curves are opposing, so you have to push them together. Make the edges of the fabric line up. And I like grab the fabric with my fingers. So with these fingers here and these fingers here, and I like stretch it to help ease them together. So I feel like I have one more little bubble there. And there. Okay, great. So now let's go ahead and sew her. So my patterns that I made have 1/2 inch seam allowance on them. So I'm going to sew this seam with 1/2 inch seam allowance. I'm going to back stitch where I start. This is a regular stitch, a 2.5, 3. I see my thread doing something weird here. There we go. And again, they're opposing curves, so I'm going to keep making sure that both layers of my fabric, the edges are against the 1/2 inch mark. They don't want to be, but I'm going to make them, because that's what they need to do in order to look like. And then I'll back stitch at this end. And then we'll press the seam allowance. So we're going to press our seam allowance up. And then we'll take a look at the outside. And then next, I need to see if these sections are lining up with my back. So we will do that in the next video.